Management, in its most basic form, has existed for millennia. From the moment humans began organizing themselves into groups, the need for coordination and leadership emerged. Ancient civilizations, despite lacking the formal structures we associate with modern management, offer fascinating examples of early management practices. The construction of massive structures like the Egyptian pyramids and the Great Wall of China required incredible feats of planning, resource allocation, and task delegation. These projects, spanning generations, demonstrate a clear understanding of project management principles, albeit in rudimentary form. Military campaigns, another hallmark of ancient civilizations, provide further evidence of early management thinking. The strategic deployment of troops, the establishment of logistical chains, and the implementation of command structures all point to a sophisticated understanding of organizational and logistical challenges. These early examples, while lacking the formal frameworks of modern management, illustrate that the fundamental principles of organizing and coordinating human effort are deeply rooted in our history. The pre-industrial era, particularly in Europe, witnessed the rise of guilds, organizations of artisans and merchants that played a pivotal role in shaping early management practices. Guilds served as both regulatory bodies and training centers, establishing standards for quality, controlling entry into professions, and passing down skills through apprenticeship systems. These organizations, while primarily focused on maintaining economic stability and craftsmanship, introduced key elements of management, including hierarchical structures, formalized training programs, and quality control mechanisms. The Master Journeyman Apprentice system, for example, established a clear chain of command and provided a structured approach to skills development. Furthermore, the rise of proto-industrialization in the centuries leading up to the Industrial Revolution saw the emergence of larger workshops and manufactories. These early factories, while lacking the technological sophistication of their later counterparts, required new forms of organization and coordination. The need to manage larger workforces, often engaged in specialized tasks, laid the groundwork for the more formalized management practices that would emerge during the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, beginning in the late 18th century, marked a profound turning point in the history of management. The advent of new technologies, particularly the steam engine and the power loom, led to unprecedented levels of industrial production. Factories sprang up, replacing small workshops, and with them came the need for new management approaches to cope with the complexities of mass production. The factory system, characterized by large-scale production, specialized labor, and complex machinery, demanded a radical departure from traditional management practices. The informal, often ad hoc methods of the past proved wholly inadequate for coordinating large workforces and optimizing efficiency in these new industrial environments. The challenges posed by the Industrial Revolution created an urgent need for more systematic and efficient ways to manage these new industrial enterprises. This period marked the birth of management as a distinct field of study and practice, laying the foundation for the development of management theories and principles that would shape the 20th century. Frederick Winslow Taylor, an American engineer, emerged as a pivotal figure in the early 20th century, advocating for a new approach to management known as scientific management. Taylor, often hailed as the father of scientific management, believed that by applying scientific principles to work processes, businesses could achieve significant improvements in efficiency and productivity. Taylor's approach centered on four key principles. First, the use of scientific methods to determine the most efficient way to perform a task. Second, the careful selection and training of workers for specific jobs. Third, the close monitoring of workers to ensure adherence to prescribed methods. And fourth, the division of labor between managers, responsible for planning and supervision, and workers, responsible for execution. Taylor's ideas, while initially met with resistance from some workers who feared job losses due to increased efficiency, gained widespread adoption. His methods, particularly time and motion studies, became essential tools for improving productivity in factories and other industrial settings. While Taylor's emphasis on efficiency and standardization would later be criticized for neglecting the human element of work, his work remains a cornerstone of management theory, laying the groundwork for later developments in operations management and process improvement. Section 5, Administrative Theory, Henri Fayol's Principles. While Taylor focused on the individual worker and the efficiency of specific tasks, French engineer Henri Fayol took a broader approach, developing a comprehensive theory of management that emphasized the organization as a whole. Fayol, drawing on his experience as a mining engineer and later as a managing director, identified 5 key functions of management: planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. These functions, according to Fayol, were universal and applicable to any type of organization. In addition to these core functions, Fayol outlined 14 principles of management, including unity of command, where each employee should report to only one manager, division of work, where specialization leads to efficiency, scalar chain, which is a clear line of authority from top to bottom, and esprit de corps, promoting team spirit and harmony. Fayol's work, published in his seminal book General and Industrial Management, provided a structured framework for understanding and managing organizations. His principles, emphasizing clear lines of authority, hierarchical structures, and a rational approach to decision-making, became highly influential, shaping the development of administrative and bureaucratic structures in organizations throughout the 20th century. Section 6, Bureaucracy, Max Weber's Model of Organization. German sociologist Max Weber, a contemporary of Taylor and Fayol, made significant contributions to management theory through his concept of bureaucracy. Weber, writing in the early 20th century, observed the emergence of large, complex organizations and sought to understand the most efficient and rational way to structure and manage them. Weber's ideal bureaucracy was characterized by several key features: a clear hierarchical structure, formal rules and procedures, impersonality in decision-making, specialization of labor, and a focus on meritocratic advancement. He argued that this bureaucratic form of organization, while seemingly impersonal, was essential for ensuring efficiency, fairness, and accountability in large organizations. Weber's ideas, while initially intended to describe the emerging bureaucratic state, quickly found application in the private sector as businesses grew in size and complexity. His emphasis on formalization, standardization, and clear lines of authority resonated with the need for order and predictability in managing large organizations. However, like Taylor's work, Weber's bureaucratic model would later be criticized for its rigidity and potential to stifle innovation and individual initiative. As Section 7, the Human Relations Movement, a shift in focus. The early decades of the 20th century saw a significant shift in management thinking with the emergence of the human relations movement. This movement, a departure from the efficiency-focused approaches of Taylor, Fayol, and Weber, emphasized the importance of social factors, motivation, and employee satisfaction in organizational performance. The Hawthorne studies, conducted at Western Electric's Hawthorne plant in the 1920s and 30s, played a pivotal role in this shift. Initially designed to study the effects of lighting on productivity, the studies yielded unexpected results. Researchers found that productivity improved not because of changes in lighting, but rather due to the attention paid to workers and their involvement in the study. The Hawthorne studies highlighted the importance of social dynamics, group norms, and employee morale. They demonstrated that workers were not simply cogs in a machine, as envisioned by Taylor, but complex individuals whose productivity was influenced by a range of social and psychological factors. Section 8, Systems Theory and Contingency Theory, Adapting to Complexity. The mid-20th century witnessed the emergence of systems theory and contingency theory, both of which sought to provide a more nuanced and holistic understanding of organizations. Systems theory, as applied to management, views organizations as complex systems composed of interconnected and interdependent parts. This approach recognizes that changes in one part of the organization can have ripple effects throughout the system. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the interrelationships between different parts of the organization, as well as the organization's interactions with its external environment. Contingency theory, building on systems thinking, argues that there is no single best way to manage. Instead, the most effective management approach depends on the specific circumstances or contingencies facing the organization. Factors such as the organization's size, technology, industry, and competitive environment all play a role in determining the most appropriate management style and organizational structure.